Good morning. Welcome to our home at Young's Crossing. Yesterday I was watching some YouTube videos and looking on Pinterest and things, and I came across this new to me, it's not new, craft that I really liked. Artist trading cards. And it's kind of like doing a page in your junk journal, only you do it the size of a card, like a playing card. And I had some playing cards that were ours when I was a kid, and I always loved them. And they were the plastic coated or whatever, and the slippery. And I remember I'd have to clean them every now and then. I took such good care of them. I thought they were so pretty. And eventually, using them so much, one broke in half, so I couldn't use them as a game playing card anymore. So I'm gonna use some of those in this new idea. Let me get it. Here are my greeting cards I'm talking about. Aren't they pretty? They're just little cats. I just love them. And like I said, one broke in half. I remember when I was a kid, I used to do this trick. I thought I was so clever. And actually, I did fool a lot of people. I would go through here and turn all the cats the same direction. And then nobody would really notice that. And I'd spread them out and I'd say, pick a card, any card. And they would pull one out. And I'd say, okay, look at it. They'd tell them to look at it. And then I would put it back in the deck upside down, and they wouldn't notice. And so I would start going through the cats like this, and then I'd get to the one that was upside down from the others. Like I was going through here like this, and all of a sudden I'd get to one like that, and they wouldn't notice, and I'd pull it out and I'd say, was it this card? You know, I won every time. But anyway, I love the cards. I remember I thought they were really special. I always took good care of my stuff, and I don't know why, but, well, I guess because it's my stuff. Anyway, I noticed the people that were doing it then started talking about what to put their cards in, to collect them. You could put them in like a baseball card notebook. My son had one of those, and he put all the baseball cards he had in there. And you could do that, or put them in a recipe box. And I just happened to remember that I had this vintage little wooden box made for cards. And I thought, well, I'll just put mine in there. So I thought I'd try to make a few today, and you could come along and watch. See if it's something you might like to do. And let's get started. New day. Excuse my hair. I washed it a while ago, and it's going to Frizz City. I'm going to make me some of the ATCs, artistic, I'm not sure which it is, artistic trading cards. I'm using the cards that I had from years ago with the cats on the back, and I had a book of origami paper, and I tore a page out and cut one to fit my card. I'm going to glue that on, and we'll go from there. Okay, I think I'm going to try my stick glue here. I don't know what'll work best because these cards are that plastic coated and they're so slick. This might not be a good way to go. Might need to get the tacky glue. I'll try this and see. Maybe if I put glue on both. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Then I have this, let's see, we'll do this first. I have this little piece of rickrack. This reminds me so much, not rickrack, eyelet. It's a little piece of eyelet. I used to use this so much when I was sewing clothes for my daughter when she was little. So I'm going to put some of that along the bottom, and I think I'll use turn my glue gun on, but I think I'm going to use the tacky glue for this for now. I don't have this planned out, so we're just going to play it all by ear together. I cut the top of this eyelet off. I'm going to just kind of stick it there in the middle, trim off the excess. I wonder if people make their kids' clothes anymore. I don't know. Nowadays, most women are having to work for a second income, so they probably don't have time to. I never thought I would, but I started sewing again after I was pregnant with my daughter because I made maternity clothes, and my husband worked nights. I didn't have much to do all day, so I got me a sewing machine from Sears. A sewing machine, a washer, and a dryer. I know I've told this before on some video. And started making my own maternity clothes, and I was ready to wash diapers because I was determined I was going to use cloth diapers with her, which I did use until she was about 8 months, and we took a trip to Colorado, and to make the trip simpler, we bought some disposable diapers. Well, there was no going back. This is a sweet little card. I forgot to show you before I cut it apart. I have several of these. My mom had some as well. And they were so sweet, different cat. I cut it apart though, and I'm going to put her on this. Oh, in the last long video, I was telling how when we built our house, we bought that old trailer and we nicknamed it Bertha. And I put pictures of the kids in the trailer while we were living in it. But I could not find a picture of the trailer, Bertha. Well, I found one. And I think I'm going crazy because I think I did post a video with it in the pictures a long time ago here on YouTube. One of my earlier videos. But I'm going to post it again near the end of this video, so if you missed that, you can see what Bertha looked like. The trailer I said was the color of chocolate milk, and you'll see why I said that. Okay, I've got that. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of it. For one thing, I'm going to have to let this dry, and while that's drying, I could start on another. I have some sweet little cards here. This is from 1999, and this one has little birds all over it. And I'm wondering if one bird will fit on there. I think I'll do that one since the tail is kind of cut off on it. There. Back to sewing clothes for your children. My mom, being a single mom, she would buy a yard of fabric and make, I told this before too, she could make a skirt for me out of that yard of fabric. And so I had every color skirt. Looking back, I was so lucky that she was able to sew. Okay, I'm going to have to put a background on this, so I'll go back to my origami paper. Let's see, I really need one with a lot of green. Trace it out. We've really enjoyed my daughter living out here. I think it was Friday. Yes, Friday. My daughter was in and out because she's in her RV right next to us now. And then later my son came over, and he's always been really good to visit us at least once a week on the weekend. He's been so busy lately, he hadn't been able to as much, but he lives right by us too. But he's so good to check up on us, make sure we're still alive and kicking. But anyway, he came over and visited with us a little while that evening. And then after he left, I told my husband, do you realize how blessed we are? We were able to get a visit from both of our kids, both of our grown children, in one day. And it wasn't even a holiday, although it felt like a celebration. Last night my daughter came over and we were playing one of her son's games from when he was a child, and it's called Trouble with a Pop-O-Matic on it that rolls the dice. We laughed so hard. It was so much fun, and I want to start a game night for all the children because it was so much fun. We laughed so hard. A lot of it, my daughter was laughing at me because with my arthritis, I was having a time with the Pop-O-Matic pushing it down. And she'd laugh at me. She said, here, let me help you, you little frail thing. And it was just fun. You forget how much fun those kind of things are. Okay. Here's my choice here. I'm going to put that on. I won't have anybody to trade these with because I don't know anybody doing them, but it'll be fun to put them in my little box and just pull them out when I like. Okay, got my bird on there, but I need to think of something else to put on here. If I could get some embroidery floss and make it, yeah, hold on, I'll do that. Okay, I got me some of my embroidery floss here. And I don't know how long I need it. I'm cut off this little, well, let's see. Guess I can use this tacky glue. I'm gonna wish I didn't do this. And I may not be able to do it, but I'm putting this on my thread to make it a little bit stiffer. Now I have to wipe my hands off or it's going to drive me nuts. I bought some of those little glue jars with a tiny little spout on it. I should put some glue in those. I just thought this might look like a worm, but it's supposed to be a twig or a piece of straw that the little bird is gonna build his nest with. There. I think that'll work. Now I have to think of something else. Oh, I see something else. More stationery. I had this when I was in junior high. I hate to cut that up. See, that's why I have so much junk. I can't make myself cut it up. Here's one. This is a piece I have been to. Here's the picture on this stationery. Fancy cut this a little bit. There we have it. See, in just that little bit of time, I have two. Even though they're really simple, it sure was fun. I may do a third one, and then that'll wind it up. I had this envelope with the flap, kind of a moody color, so I'm gonna use it. I traced off the card. Now I need to come up with something a little darker, moodier for this. I found this piece of paper and I'm tearing it down around the edges, and if you pull it down, it doesn't leave that white on top. And I found this black hemming lace, I think it's called. Use the tacky glue to stick it on. I want to pull the edge of this up. Put this down. Sometimes the simplest thing can be the most difficult. And I got a little bit of white here that I need to disguise. All right, just use what I got handy here. Yeah, that worked. I need to think of something to put here. Okay, I have this, I had a bee stamp. I'm gonna stick that on. I have, when I get it on the plastic around the stamp, I almost always end up getting that on the picture where I don't want. Okay. Yes, that worked. That's about as dark and moody as I get, I guess. So now I have my 3 cards. Sure made a big mess just to make 3 little cards, but it was fun. I have, oh, we have this one, the bird with the twig. This one, the little cat with the eyelet. And this one for my dark and moody. And this is just my first time to make any of these, so no judgments. It was fun anyway, and that's what it's all about. So now I'm going to insert a picture of Bertha, and I'll tell you goodbye here. Thank you so much for watching our home at Young's Crossing, and I hope you'll come back, subscribe, like, comment. Any of that helps the channel, and it's a boost to my ego. Here's the picture of Bertha, and I'll also attach the link to the video that I spoke about her, and you can watch that if you like. Thanks. I appreciate you. Bye.